Hello! Welcome to RB Beauty Life. My name is Rebecca, and how are we doing today? So, this is kind of a weird video. So, I was going through my house today. It's my day off. I get one day off a week. And, so, I was going through some stuff, cleaning up, getting ready for Christmas, and, my son had surgery on his leg to have some screws removed. So my ex-husband was down, who I haven't saw in a long time. He just got married, actually. I've been remarried, and I have a gorgeous little girl. And sometime I'm gonna actually have to tell you the story of my husband now, because it's something that honestly a movie should be made of. I'm not kidding. It really is. It really is. So I sat down to do makeup, and I wanted to make this video. It's probably gonna be very long. But so I saw my ex-husband. He came down, and like I said, I'm remarried. I've been remarried for a very long time. Him and I were together 12 years. We were married 12 years, and 2 beautiful sons, and went through a lot together, definitely. And I left him, I don't know, about 12 years ago, 10 years ago, I lose track. We had got together when I was 15. So anyway, so he was down to, help bring my son in, and, it's funny, it sparked feelings, but not the feelings of I want to be with you, not the feelings, it sparked feelings within myself of, of self-doubt, of not being good enough. You see, when he and I were married, we met and we fell madly in love. We had a child immediately after. We got married after knowing each other about 3 months, and we built a company together, 2 branches of the military, and really grew together from me being a very young person anyway. But through that marriage was some very bad things, some very good things, but a lot of very bad things. So one day I decided to leave. I made the decision that I wanted to leave. So at that point in time, I was about 300 pounds, maybe 350. I think at my highest weight, I was 350. So I made the decision that I was going to leave. But I couldn't just leave at 350 pounds, right? I remember thinking, I'm going to be alone forever. And I remember thinking that I'm not a good enough wife because I've gained all this weight. Because when he married me, I wasn't this big. I got this big after the pregnancy. I gained a lot of weight, a lot. Obviously, I gained several hundred pounds. So throughout our marriage, almost immediately, I was very large, and that's not the girl he married. So through our marriage, I always had this guilt that he was unfaithful to me because of my weight, and that I wasn't good enough, and that I had let him down as a wife, even at 17, 18, because here he had fallen in love with me and married me, and now here I am, humongous, and how fair is that? To do to somebody. Because let's face it, looks don't mean everything, but they mean something. And I'm not sure that I would have been attracted to somebody that was that large. So I stayed with him for a very, very long time because I did love him. And because I knew he loved me. In my heart, oh, I knew he loved me more than anything. I just knew that he wasn't attracted to me at that weight. So, I made the decision. I'm gonna leave. But first, before I leave, I'm gonna lose this weight. Because I'm done being cheated on. Part of me, a large part of me, a very large part of me, thought if I lost the weight, the marriage would be perfect. So something kind of funny happened. I was at my best friend's house, and her brother walked out the door. He was 18 at the time. I don't know how. I'm a little bit older, but he was about 18 at the time, and he walked out to give me something that she wanted to give me, and I remember thinking, oh wow, like, I'm not sure I have ever saw anything like that in person. Just perfect. Head to toe perfect. He was in a pair of Nike shorts. He was working out, no shirt. Took my breath so much that he handed me something. I couldn't even talk. And he went back in, and I was just like, I called one of my friends, and I was like, speechless. I was speechless. So, I leave there, and I call my friend, Chandra, and I say to her, your brother, my God, like, wow. I said, holy moly. So like 2 weeks goes by, and I'm out trying to buy an elliptical machine. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to lose weight. And I'm at her house, and I find a picture of this guy. And I say to her, I want this picture. And she's like, no, you creep. You're not having a picture of my little brother, you know? He's too young for you. He's too young for you. You're married. So I stole it. I took the picture. I go out and I buy an elliptical machine. Well, he bought it for me. I wasn't working. And I put that picture of that man on the elliptical. And I make a soundtrack. And my husband at the time was like, oh, you have a... He saw the picture, and I was like, and I was giggling. You know, we're kind of making fun of it. And he was like, why do you have a gay man, blah, blah, blah. You know he's gay. And I'm like, I don't care. And it was funny because it was just funny. So I said, okay, I'm going to tape it to my elliptical to bother you. And he was like, I don't care. And it's funny looking back at that. Looking back at that moment is odd to me. It's odd that he didn't burn the picture. It's just, there's so many things that's odd. It just goes to show you that he really wasn't in the marriage. Like, he just wasn't there. Because if my husband taped a picture of another girl on a, but I think in his mind, because I was such an obese woman, I was so huge. I was just huge. And the man who I was looking at, far, way out of my league, I think in his mind, I think just to him it was just like me having a picture of like a Ryan Reynolds, right? I really believe that. I really do, because I know this man loved me very much. So I think to him that's what it was. So I put that picture there, and I start using elliptical every day. Every day. Fast forward 2 years, I'm 126 pounds. It's time to get a tummy tuck. He brings me to Connecticut. I get plastic surgery to remove the skin. I get some other things done. And now I am about a size 4. Went from 350 pounds in 2 years with no weight loss surgery, nothing. I got on the elliptical every day for an hour. I started with 5 minutes, got on it every day for an hour. And that's what I did. I stayed under 30 grams of fat every day, and I just did it. 100%. I just dove head first. Head first dove. So I go and finance the plastic surgery, and I get done with that. And I start healing from it. While I start healing from it, I realize that my life's about to dramatically change. Instantly. I'm at our place of business, which happened to be, well, I won't say it on here, but all of a sudden men are looking at me. I never, like, they're looking at me, men are flirting with me. That just never, it was just such an odd thing. And men that I found attractive were flirting with me. And, God, what a different thing. So, here I am, a very, 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 I think attractive at the time, fit, thin, happy as heck all woman. We move into a very large home out here in the country, about $1.5 million, $500,000 home. Big in-ground pool. We have parties. God, the world just changes, right? Dramatically. And I am happy. I am so happy. I can't tell you. And I forget all about all those other years. It's so funny looking back. But I truly forget. I almost forget what he's done. Because I don't blame him. Not really. So, I find out he's cheating. Again. And the funny thing was, he's cheating on me with a girl who's heavier than I am. She's heavier, she's older, I don't find her more attractive. We fight, scream, yell, and holler, and cry. I stay with him. A few months later, he cheats again. This girl's also heavier than I am, and not attractive. And for the first time in my life, it occurs to me that it's not me, and it's him. He has a problem. And I had been making excuses for a decade for a man who couldn't stay faithful to anyone. And I decide, okay, well, I've been helping him with their company and different things. I'm going to have to move out, make all these decisions, and I end up falling for somebody who's also in a relationship, an emotional, we didn't have a physical relationship. But I move. I tell him, I remember the night I told him I'm leaving you. And I remember his reaction vividly. And it's so long ago. But I remember how the hurt, not from me, for him. I felt so bad for him, ironically. So I leave, and I realize, long story short, the hardest thing I ever did, I was with him since I was a kid. He had taken care of me my whole life. My whole life. He had taken care of me. So, very hard year of very severe depression. And finally things are starting to get better a little bit. I just basically would, it's so funny because I moved, I had no money, no career, I was a housewife. And I would just cry constantly, thinking I made the wrong decision, but refusing to go back. It's funny because I would refuse to go back, and he started moving on, but I hurt. Oh, I remember that pain like yesterday, obviously. I remember feeling that pain, and life starts moving, right? I hit rock bottom, and rock bottom's a story for another time, but I hit rock bottom, and finally I start clawing myself out. and start realizing life's got to begin, but I don't know how. I don't know how to begin life. I really don't. And I just do. I get a job and I just start. And the most amazing thing happens. And I will have to make a video because someday I really truly want to tell this story. The most amazing thing happens. So I'm just going to tell it. Who cares? Who cares? I'm just going to tell it. I got all the time in the world. Even if I'm the only one that ever watches this. So, move out. I move in to my sister's. My sister has a house, which she has an extra apartment. And I'm at... My best friend is getting married. Best friend in the whole world. That's that girl who had that brother, right? So she's getting married. It's all exciting. And I get all dressed up. And I say to her, is your brother going to be there? She's like, yeah, of course. And she's like, oh, stop it. Now, the only thing that her brother remembers me as is a 350-pound woman. You remember him, you know, he knows who I am. He knows who my ex-husband is because my ex-husband had... Oh, I almost gave it away who that was. He knows who we are. So, the wedding's coming up. And I go. And I am at the wedding. I'm in her mother's house. And I am nervous because I'm wondering if he's going to show. Because I had only really, you know. So, I remember I'm standing in the kitchen. I look and he comes through the door. And I'm like, my heart starts racing. It's bitter, 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 bitter. Racing. And I see him and he comes around. He says hi. And he looks at me and he says, hello. And I say hi. And he says, I'm Sean. And I said, I know who you are. And he goes, how do you know who I am? I go, what do you mean, how do I know who you don't remember me? And he's like staring blank. He goes, no. I said, Becky. And he's like, Becky, fat Becky? And immediately his face turns, like you can see he's made a dire mistake. And he turns inside out, like, and like he... heavier, bigger, you, oh my God, I feel so, and you could just see him in his head, he is so sorry, he's spinning around, and I said, it's okay, I was fat, I was, yes, that's me, Fat Becky, or was Fat Becky, and he's just staring at me, and I remember that feeling. Oh, do I remember that feeling? So, the wedding goes by. Actually, I have a picture I was trying to find from that day, which I will find. I will find. I can't find it. It was on my Facebook. I can't. Anyways, so we spend that whole wedding together. That whole wedding. We're flirting a little bit. And it's time for me to go. He hasn't made a move. And I'm like, you know. So he's sitting in this chair. And I go over to him. Now, I had been married to one person. Like, my ex-husband from like 15, you know, so I wasn't really good with this, but I go over and he's sitting there. I say, well, I'm leaving, and he looks up and he's like, okay, and you can see he's not good at this, I think, either. But anyways, I said, hey, can I use your phone for a minute? And he hands me his phone, I put my number in it, and I handed it back to him, and I go, call me tonight. And he's like, okay. I think he said dope, or I don't even know. Fast forward, it's like 4 hours later, and I get a phone call. Hey, Becky, it's Sean. Hey, I was just seeing what you were doing tonight, wondering if you wanted to hang out. I was like, sure. And I cannot tell you, that night was like 3 years in the making, 4, because now I'm divorced, I've lost weight, like, this is the guy, this would be like if you saw someone in real life. This is like my Ryan Reynolds. This is the guy that I had told everyone about after I saw him. I was just, this is the guy. This is the guy. If you have that one guy in your life, or the one guy, whether he's on screen, a fairy tale, this is the guy. So I start panicking. I'm running with the heart racing. I'm like, just take it down. And he's there. He was there in like 10 minutes. He probably called me from, so I didn't have that. So he comes in and we're talking, and it's late. And I said, okay. I said, well, he's like, I said, why don't you can spend the night here. It's really late, you know. I said, let me go get you a blanket, blah, blah, blah. Because I remember that feeling too. Like, I said, okay, let me go in and find you a pillow and a blanket and all that stuff. I was like, stay here. It's late. So I go in and I go to turn around to tell him, I'm like, I don't think there's, and he's already come through the door to the bedroom and shut the door. And that was on August 16th. Several years ago. We got married August 16th, 5 years after that day. He moved in with me as a roommate. I was dating, he was dating, he was my roommate. Obviously. And I ended up marrying him. And I ended up having a beautiful little girl with him. And I am married to him this day. That is my husband. So my husband, the man that I am married to this very day, is the man that I saw many, many years ago and went, no words. And it's funny because he's also the man that I had on my elliptical machine to lose the weight, to leave a bad marriage. It wasn't just how he looked. It was what he represented to me. He represented freedom. He represented health. He represented so many things to me. It blows my mind to this day. People can tell their love story, but to me, I feel like we have one of the best, like just the best. I used to kid around with him and say, well, it took me 3 years to get you, but I got you, you know, and that is the truth in some ways. But I wanted to make this because as women especially, we make excuses, right? We make excuses for ourselves. We make excuses for our husbands, for our spouses. And like I said, my ex-husband got married a couple weeks ago. And his new wife is about half his age. He's older than me, but his new wife is about half his age and about double my weight. He cheated on me for many years with women half my size, but when I was 120 pounds, 115 pounds, he was still cheating on me with women that were 160 pounds. So, to every woman out there, it gets me so emotional. I have a picture I want to show you. To every woman out there that thinks you're not good enough, that he does it because he cheats on me because I have a big nose, I'm overweight, I have stretch marks, I'm missing teeth, I'm not funny enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not social enough, I have panic attacks, I have a mental illness, I have a physical illness. To all the women out there that make excuses for anything in your life, whether it's your husband, your boyfriend, your spouse, your friend, stop. Just stop. Because there is no excuse. And people are who they are. I am who I am. What I do, if I cheat on my husband, if I find a man and I cheat on my husband, it's not because my husband, whatever. It's not because my husband couldn't, shouldn't, wouldn't. It's because I chose to. He's texting me right now, kind of ironic. That's my husband texting me about Christmas, about our daughter. So yeah, I really wanted to make this because with my ex getting married and getting married to somebody that I'm assuming he's very happy with and very much in love, and I really do hope so. But But all those years of self-doubt and I just wish I could have them back. So there's something I want to show you, which is so funny. I don't even want to show anybody this. So I found a picture, but it's kind of ruined, so I got to go have it fixed because it's my oldest son, but when he was a baby. Do you see that girl? That girl is 17 in that picture. And about right under 300 pounds, I think, in this picture. Just about. I want to say, I believe I was just about 300 pounds in this picture. And I remember that girl very much. I want to show you something. That was right after my son. Do I have... Oh, goodness. Let's see. Oh, here, you know what? I should have had these together. So, that was... Oh, goodness. You know, it's funny because we don't have a lot of pictures these days, right? Because of Facebook and everything. But, so that was that girl. And I want to show you this girl. This girl. This is the same girl. This is me. So this is me. That was me about 120 pounds. Sorry for the runny nose. Hold on. And then there is... Where is she? Oh, there's a picture of me and my ex. I don't think I want to show you that at all. At all. Because my luck, I would get in trouble for showing a picture of somebody else. But I'm going to show one more picture if I can find a good one here. Let's see. Do we have... Okay, so. Oh, that's me in hair school. Oh, I remember being in hair school. Oh my goodness, so long ago. Let's just grab this one. So this girl. You know what the funny thing about both of those girls are, and this girl? That was me a little bit heavier. Not too heavy, but a little bit heavier. But the funniest thing about those girls is that both of those women were cheated on. Both of those women were cheated on. And it doesn't matter. Oh, I'm trying to find a picture without him in it around the time of our marriage. But it doesn't matter. Like, it just doesn't matter. Oh, there's me right around my thinnest. Let's see. I should have done this before, but oh well. This is me. That's me on the... This is me on the end. That's at, can I see? Dyed my hair brown. That was a New Year's Eve party. That's about 3 months before I left him because the cheating hadn't stopped. So, obviously I had to leave because the cheating, you know, wouldn't stop. And this is the summer that I left. Wow, look at that tan. By the way, I didn't go to a tanning booth. It looks like I went to a tanning booth, but I didn't go to a tanning booth. That was just from being outside. Maybe it was just from being happy. What do you think? You think it could just be from being happy and being outside? And you know what's funny? Looking at this photo album, I don't think I have any pictures of my husband. Oh, I do. So, my ex-husband I'm not going to show you because we are no longer married and I don't want to, you know, but this is my husband now. Yeah, in my eyes, just, even to this day, like, of course to this day, in my eyes, you know, he was and is one of the most special inside and out people, and was so good, and, you know, so good to the boys. And I'm going to show you one more. It's picture time, it's picture time. It's him with my son. He's a good kid. So anyway, I'm going to go. I just wanted to share my story in hopes that somebody, oh, I don't want to ruin these pictures, in hopes that maybe somebody will hear my story or see my story, and maybe I can help prevent a decade, if not longer, of very much unhappiness. Actually, I do have a picture or two of when I was heavy, more than just that one picture. Let's see, how about this one with one of my friends? Uh-oh, this takes courage, I'm just saying. This takes courage. That's only around 250 pounds, maybe 260. It takes courage to show people those photos. That's probably around 250 pounds, I'd say. And then this one, oh, I know how much I weighed in this one because I remember I had to buy new pants. They're size 22 in that. 22 or 24. Isn't that funny? They're all the same girl. This girl and this girl. There's about 200 pounds difference in between those two, I would say. Give or take. Maybe like 100, no, there's about 150 pounds. It was just, that was before I had my skin surgery. That picture with me standing there, because after the skin surgery, oh my gosh, what such a big deal. I am sure, because before the skin surgery, I had so much extra skin, and it was hard to, like, I just didn't look right. I looked like I had a bunch of extra skin. But then after the surgery, what an amazing, amazing difference that was. So, I'm going to go. I'm going to put this away so I don't lose any of these pictures or break anything. And, oh, there's my other son. Hold on. I want to show you one more picture of my husband and my other son. There's my husband. Playing around. It's my oldest son. Always always hanging out and playing and being goofy when they were younger. Oh, here's a little bit. Oh my goodness. Here's a little bit of a better one. Isn't that funny? I think I was still wearing the bandage in these from after the surgery, because you have to wear like a corset. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I was. Alright, well, I'm gonna go. This video is way too long, but I feel better. Even if it's just me that watches this, I feel a lot better. I feel a lot better. Alright. Alright, you guys have a great day. And I'll talk to you again soon. Alright. Kisses. Bye.